What's up YouTube? My name is Kenny, this is Hicksville M2B, and today we are unboxing the Yi or Y, I don't know, Lite action camera. Okay, this is the box that the Y Lite action camera came in. Ordered this on Amazon. If you would like to support the channel and plan on ordering this camera or anything, I'll leave a link in the video description below for this camera and some other things. Feel free to check it out on Amazon. So if you plan on ordering this camera and you're thinking, oh yeah, they can just stick that in the mailbox, it'll be small. Yeah, this won't fit in the mailbox. I don't know why they put it in such a big box. It was on my porch when I got home. Okay, time to dive in. Packaging looks very professional, even for, you know, kind of knockoff brand camera. It looks really nice. Got all your specs here, made in China, of course. The box actually feels really good. This feels like a high dollar piece of equipment. Like you would buy this in a retail store, as far as packaging is concerned. And there's the camera. That's everything in the bottom of the box. Pretty simple. Charging cable, battery, warranty card, instruction manual, other cameras, little tag with all their social media links on it. Now, for the camera itself. And that's it. Pops out. So I took a minute off camera to read the instruction manual that came with it to see what everything was. So basically this is listed as a speaker. Then you have your microphone next. This is the power shutter button, and this is nothing. I guess that's just a nice little hole there just in case they wanted to put something there. In addition to that, on the bottom you have this is the battery door cover. Can't really see in there, but battery goes in here. See if I can catch this light just right. You can kind of see the memory card slot is right here. Memory card goes in there. And I mentioned the tripod mount. Come on, camera, focus. And over here is your micro USB. The door just kind of snaps in place like that, and then just kind of put your fingernail in there and pop it out. And that's your micro USB right there. That's pretty much it. Plain and simple. So I'm going to go charge this thing up so I can use it. So I charged this for a little over an hour or so. This is how long the video is going that you're recording. I believe this appears to be how much video time you have left to record on the SD card, because it counts down as this counts up. So right now I'm recording on it. And you can see that this is your current video and this is your remaining time on your card, which is a cool feature. I like that. Okay, so now your other menus. Here's your mode menu. You got photo, timer, burst, video, time lapse, slow motion, lapse photo, loop, and video photo. And I'm gonna change it back to standard video. Now, in this settings, you have two settings menu. You have the settings menu for the camera and then general settings. So video resolution, this camera is advertised as a 4K video, but at 15 frames per second, 4K is pretty much useless. I would rather go for higher frame rate and a slightly lower resolution. And on 1080p you can do 30 frames per second or 60 frames. So that's what I've changed. It defaults to 1080p at 30 frames. And you got metering mode, white balance, you got few options in there. Then the ISO setting, sharpness, ISO's got several settings, sharpness, EV setting, image quality, electronic stabilization. It works pretty decent. I'll put some video at the end of this review. Timestamp. Now in this menu, if I can click it, the screen works really well. I'm just looking through my camera trying to touch this, so I'm gonna, there we go. So you got distortion setting, Wi-Fi. I haven't downloaded the app on my phone yet, but you need the app for this to do the firmware updates via Wi-Fi. Then your default video setting, Bluetooth pairing, brightness, beeps, video mute if you choose not to hear yourself, LEDs, what's that say? So you can choose all on or just status lights or all off. In housing mode, I assume that would be if you bought the waterproof housing that comes optional for this phone. Video standard, looks like you got two options here. Advanced, screen lock, auto power off, date set, and time set. And again, this screen is actually very intuitive. It moves faster than my crappy cell phone that I'm using to record this video with. I'm just trying to look through the camera at this and mash buttons, and it's not working real well for me. So you got device info, you can reset, location, and then the about thing. So that's pretty much it. That's all the menus. Okay, so initial impressions on the Lite action camera. Overall, I think it's going to be an excellent camera for the money. For $100, you can't beat it. Update the firmware first before you do anything else. This came with firmware like 1.692, something like that. Speaking of the app works. It's not the best app in the world, but it does work. I had a heck of a time trying to get it connected to the phone. What I had to end up doing was go into my Wi-Fi settings on my cell phone and forget the settings for my house. Just kick the house Wi-Fi out, and then the app worked okay with the phone. I had no trouble after that. Before I'd done that, it would connect one time, maybe take a picture, and then it wouldn't connect. It would just say, searching for phone or whatever it says. But if you're going to use the app and you're going to be near your house, make sure to forget or disconnect from your home Wi-Fi settings. There was a couple glitches that firmware update 1.81 and whatever solved. One of them, when you were recording, this LED that's flashing on the front, you could actually hear the sound of the LED flashing in the audio. It was faint, you could only hear it in a quiet room, but it was present. It does not appear to be present now that I've updated the firmware. Another glitch that I was having issues with was the auto low light setting before the firmware update. It just you got in certain situations and it would just flip back and forth constantly between these two different light settings, and it was really annoying. That seems to be fixed now. My biggest complaint about this camera is that damn door. It's hard to get out, it doesn't snap in well, and worst of all, they didn't leave enough room for you to plug your USB in. You have to get it, fumble with it, and get it peeled over just right to plug your USB port, to plug your USB cable into there, and it is super annoying. One other thing I forgot to mention in my initial unboxing and review, was there was a menu I didn't know about, and you swipe down from the top. You have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, lock, and then a power button. And make sure to always lock your screen. I was trying to shoot with my hand, just holding it like this, accidentally touched the screen, and I changed the language to Russian. It took about 15 minutes on Google trying to find what certain words meant in Russian and translate it so I could find the settings to change it back to English. Not fun. Okay, next I'm going to put some sample video up. Unfortunately, it's not real sunny and bright outside. It has been raining constantly for the last week. The settings for the videos that I'm going to put after this are 1080p, 60 frames a second. The LDC is on, the lens distortion correction. Low light is off, the auto low light. The mic setting is on high. The image quality is on high. The ISO is set to 800. The EV is set to -1. The white balance is set to daylight. Sharpness is set to high. And the metering is set to centered. So the next 3 videos that you see, 3 or 4, I can't remember, will be with those settings. Now if you would like to see some daylight videos, any of my mountain bike videos going forward in the near future will be with this camera and an Evo SS gimbal. The gimbal I will also be reviewing in another video shortly. So without further ado, here's a sample video. So we have some interesting weather conditions today. We'll test this in kind of a overcast low light setting. This is connected directly to a selfie stick. I'm just going to walk around. I'm sure my neighbors are looking at me wondering what I'm doing. Alright, next test will be the same thing but with the electronic image stabilization on. Okay, so I'm starting the same test with the image stabilization on, and again walking, holding it with a selfie stick. The last time I looked at this, it kind of warbled the view a little bit. We'll see how it does this time. Now I'm going to kind of shake the camera like if I was jogging. Actually, I'll run. And I'm running back and forth now. See if that's any different. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, this is the third and final test. This is the Lite action camera on an Evo SS gimbal, and now I'm walking. I just walk back and forth on my partial sidewalk. Just walking back and forth and turning around. This is on a chest mount. There you go.